Let's go, man. Them drop the jewels, boys.
Back in the building.
Most definitely feel good to be back in the building, man.
For sure. I like
We've
the
been
hoodie.
doing a lot of collabs with a lot of people, man, but it feel good for us to be back in a booth together.
Nah, facts.
You know, shout out to everybody who been showing love, who showed up on the podcast and spoke the truth and was able to be their self, man. Most definitely, when you come sit behind a mic and be a part of the podcast with us, we only want the truth.
Facts.
We only want the truth, and we want to see what you gonna leave behind to be able to touch somebody or change somebody's life out there, because we ain't just letting anybody come on a podcast to talk. You got to be willing to talk and show the change and make the change and stand behind the change that's in your life.
And I feel like Corey in London definitely did that.
Almost definitely. We shout out to that boy Corey. He came through and blessed the mic.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't follow him, if y'all don't know who he is, man, go show him love, because he destined for greatness, and God using him in so many ways. And that's very important. God using him in so many ways. But I'm super excited to be able to get ready to drop the one with Big London Way. That one gonna be dope too, because everybody got a story.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's story gonna lead them to their glory, but you gotta be willing to have a story. In order for you to have a story, you gotta be willing to go through some of the trials and tribulations and the sacrifice and undisciplined to become disciplined, to become grounded and focused to where you wanna go and get to where you wanna be. And that's what it took Big London Way. It took him undisciplined to be disciplined to get there, man. We back in the building, man. You looking good, man. I see you got that nice red hoodie on, and I see what it said, man. Be of God.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Important message.
Most definitely.
They both. I like the blue and the red for sure.
Oh yeah, we both got on the same one, man. He got on the red, I got on the blue, and you know that's what we stand by, man. So I'm glad to see you. Most definitely,
sure.
You're looking good.
You as well, though.
Appreciate it.
So one of the things that actually both of them talked about was about like death, about how death motivated them. Like, you know, that they both lost a brother, and because of that, it created the people they are today.
Most
So
definitely.
that was definitely something I took from both those interviews that we did with London.
Yeah.
and
Very
Corey.
important. Some of the situations where somebody they lost very important to them, and it showed them in so many ways. They say they would have wanted them to come back, but then at times you can't go dig nobody about the grave from where he at in a better place to bring him back down here. Because guess what? When God take him, he bring him to a better place.
Right.
You know, so that's most important. You never go get nobody that he took because they're in a better place. And they wouldn't want you to come get them because they're in a better place. I done lost a lot of people, but some of the people that I love the most, I done lost my grandmother. I wish I could go get her, but she'll be fussing at me, asking me, why you knocking on my door when I'm at peace? You know, you live good in heaven.
I mean, one thing I will say, if I could just have one conversation.
Oh, that's very
with my
important.
mom. You know, like that's the thing is if someone dies, like you can't even talk to them.
Nah,
Like, you know,
you just gotta go sit on their tombstone. You could talk to them.
Yeah.
You could talk to them and they're gonna respond, but they ain't gonna respond at your time, but they're gonna respond and they're gonna let you know. They let you know when you're doing good, they like what you're doing, and they're gonna commend you to keep going, and they're gonna keep supporting you. All that. See, when they gone, that don't mean they ain't still within you. That's very important. Even though they're gone, that don't mean they're not still within you. They install something in you that's gonna be forever in you from what they done showed you, but you gotta live by that. You know, my grandma always told me, man, I want you to be the best father to your two daughters. And that always stuck with me, and I know what she meant. I didn't know what she meant at the time, but I know what she mean now. And that's what made me thrive to be a better person, a better individual, a better leader, a better father, man. So most definitely shout out to them boys. We appreciate the love. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Until next time, we going to keep going. Them drop the Jews boys back in the building. Hit me with some D Phlo.
So let me ask you this. So
Come on now.
If you see a woman that you like she look good, or whatever it is.
Come on now. You
like,
going down in that
what's
road
your
like
riz?
that,
Yeah,
huh?
we're going down that road. So what's
God.
your riz? Like how you gonna get at her? Like what you
How I'm
gonna say
approach
to
her.
her? How you gonna
How
approach
I'm
her?
approach her.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of days, you know, these young men approaching these ladies or these young ladies the wrong way. They're approaching them with their pockets. They're approaching them with their pockets in their car they driving. I'm approaching with the nonsense and the positivity and the knowledge of God. Hey, how you doing? How you feeling? It's very important that your first impress be the best one. But you don't want it to be determined by your pockets and your car. Because if it is, when that things fall apart, they going to fall apart. So when I approach a person, a young lady, hey, how you doing? What your relationship is with God? What your relationship is with your family? How your relationship is with your kids? That's very important because if she don't have no good relationship with her kids, her family, her with God, that's not a good look for me. Not the route that I'm going in the path that I'm going. So you got to take a very approach. But you got first of all, before I approach anything, they got to look appropriate.
Right.
Yeah, they just can't have on no anything because anything will lead to you to anything. You got to have on something that could lead me to something bigger, not nothing that I could see. I could see you sexually with my eyes. I need that to be covered up so when I do get to the promised land, it be well worth it. Most definitely. So how you gonna approach it?
So you're looking at like what they're wearing.
I'm looking at what they wearing.
So
Most definitely.
how I'm approach her? See, I think it really depends on what you're trying to do. Like, what's your intentions? You know what I'm saying?
You know,
like,
a lot of people intention be sexually.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's out the door now, bro.
Right.
We passed that. That's for young kids, man.
Right. You know what's crazy is like the last time I approached a girl, was when I was, looking for something serious. You know what I'm saying? Like back when I was single.
She turned you down?
Nah, I ain't get turned down too many times.
Ooh, y'all, what he's saying? Big
But
D
nah, the way I'm approach a girl, I agree. Like, what's popping? You know what I mean? Like I feel like one thing I just realized from what you said, if I'm gonna give some advice to somebody about how to approach a girl, is to show yourself, like who you really are. Like just find a way. Like if you're funny, be funny. Say some funny shit. You know what I'm saying? Like try to show your personality.
Most definitely.
If you show a girl your personality, she's more likely to want to like be curious about to know you better. You know what I'm saying? But if you show up just like I got this money, boom, boom, it's like, that's cool. And the girls that you attract is gonna be those girls that you just gonna want to smash. You know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
But if you show your personality and she's attracted to that as opposed to money, and you know that you can see a future with her.
Yeah, that's why I say, man, if you ain't trying to be with them, don't do nothing with them. That's very important. If you ain't trying to be with them, don't do nothing with them. Because everybody trying to do something with them and don't want to be with them. And that's why the percentage of mothers and fathers not together no more, because you only want to do something with them and not be with them. And that's what we need to change in the world. A lot of young kids, a lot of young black kids getting raised in separate households because the father want to do something with them and not be with them. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to do something with them. They want to have sex with them, but they don't want to be with them. And you can't have sex with something that you don't want to be with. And that's why I want to change and let them know, man. It's very important. Of course, every man, every woman loves sex, but it got to be past that.
Right.
When it gets to a point, you got to be willing and want to be with that person and marry that person. And,
it is important because coming from the perspective of like when you have a kid with somebody, like what you have to deal with being separated, child support, drama, trying to see your kids, you can't see them. Like there's all kind of things that
bitterness,
come
everything.
With being with somebody who you don't really plan on being with. But sometimes it can be like you're with somebody, you do plan on being with them, but then it doesn't work out. So you have to deal with it. But like just smashing somebody unprotected that you're never gonna be with, it's a little bit.
Yeah, man, most definitely you gotta wrap that shit up. Yeah. Wrap that up. If you gonna have sex with that person, keep it real. Let them know, hey, I'm only in it for the sex. I ain't in it to have kids or be with you forever. So let's protect ourselves in the right way and do what we need to do. So y'all both can have understanding. So you don't just get her pregnant and leave the young lady hanging and she had different thoughts of what you or how you approach them. You got to keep it real with them nowadays. You can't just say, hey, we gonna do this, and when they expecting you to do this and be with them, and then you change your mind because she gave it up too fast, or it just ain't what you expected. That's why I say you can't have sex with your eyes. You got to have sex with your heart. That's very important. Sex with your eyes ain't gonna lead you nowhere. Sex with your heart gonna lead you somewhere. A lot of days, man, you too many AIDS going around, too many disease going around anyway. So if you still out here just want to sling your thing any and everywhere, unprotected or anywhere, then you ain't ready to grow. Put some shit on. Cover yourself up, man. Protect yourself. We seeing a lot of AIDS going up in Houston, and you don't want to be one of them.
Yeah. Facts. You got a point. That's new right there?
Oh, yeah, that's new. You see what's going on.
Revenge.
You see what that revenge.
Yeah.
That's very important. Shout out to my boy, man, my tattoo artist, man. That boy blessed me with that revenge. You know, it's very important. I got this here because it's just revenge within myself, not with revenge with nobody. It's just revenge that I owe myself something that I left out of my life in a time that people was trying to show me better. People was trying to help me to become better. And I got revenge with myself because I was once in that dark place. And I ain't in that dark place, so I got revenge. I went and got who I should have been a long time ago. I went and got that person. Now I got that person. Now I'm elevating. Now the stairs is moving. I'm taking it one day at a time. So yeah, revenge within yourself.
So it's like self-revenge.
Self-revenge. I ain't got no revenge towards nobody because they ain't do this to my life. I did this. So I take full accountability the way my life went and how it's going on. So it's revenge within myself, most definitely. And that's why I'm coming back and get everything that they say I couldn't get. Well, with myself say I couldn't get when the enemies had me. You know, the devil will make you think something that about yourself that you ain't even know because you don't even know who you is because you ain't got God in your life. Talk to me, D Phlo.
That's a good point. So do you feel like I know you haven't been married before. I haven't either. But do you feel like when you meet a girl, for the first time you meet them, or like when you first start getting to know them, and you
should be able to determine
if they're going to be the one?
You should be able to determine. I mean, we old enough to know if they determine to be our wife or not. Most definitely, you should be able to determine that after a week talking to her, just seeing how she move, how she is, how she a leader, what she do, what she don't do, what she willing to change, what she willing to do for you. So most definitely, you know within a week or 2 weeks of can you see yourself with her. Most definitely, I over the time I didn't saw myself with a lot of people. I wasn't prepared though. I wasn't ready. It take a lot of people ain't gonna admit they not ready for something. Them women be ready for it.
Yeah.
But a lot of men afraid for that commitment. A lot of men afraid to just say, this my woman, this who I'm gonna be with, no matter who come at me, no matter what they trying to do, no matter what they have more. And now I'm at that point, so it ain't about what the next person can offer. I'm focused on what I got with what's in my bag.
Yeah.
Most
I mean,
definitely.
I feel like it's true. I feel like you do know. I mean, I don't know if I believe in the
I let a lot of
soulmate.
women get past me, D Phlo.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand.
You let a lot of good people get past you?
I've let a couple. You know
All
what
right,
I'm saying?
that's
I'm
good.
be honest with
That's
you.
good.
Like maybe I wasn't the best at choosing girls. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too,
In my
man.
life.
Me too, man. I made some bad choosing, but it's cool, but I accept that. You got to go through that.
I mean, I learned over time. Like,
Most
I made a good choice now,
All
but
right.
I would say a lot of the previous ones, I don't know.
I don't know, but everyone that I dated in high school and different things, they married. So most definitely, when I see them married and me not married, I look at it like, damn, that was you. It was you. You wasn't right. Because they was right all the time. So I think about stuff like that, but most definitely don't look back at it like, man, I should have. Nah, I appreciate.
It was like, I feel like all those.
It was a learning lesson,
Yeah,
though.
it was a learning lesson. Like, it's because we'd be better at our relationship now if we hadn't learned the lesson.
Most definitely. That's why they say lessons bring blessings. So most definitely, you know that they helped me know that it wasn't them. It was me. And I had to work on me. And when you work on you, then you know who you is and you ready for what you ready for. Most definitely, D Phlo, when I do get to that day and I get married, most definitely you going to be in that thing, man.
Oh, yeah.
You might be the only white boy, but you going to be in that thing, most definitely.
You already know. Definitely going to be there. So
marriage important though, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
I mean, I
important.
feel like you can tell too. Like I know when I met Leia, like it was something different. Like the day I met her, it was meeting her was like different than me meeting any other girl.
All right.
So I can just say from my experience.
How did you approach that, D Phlo? Because she black and you white. So there's a lot of people out there, a lot of white people out there want to approach some black women, and they don't know how to approach them because of their color. So how did you make that approach?
Well, how I would usually approach a black girl, like it would usually be at the club or something like that, and I just walk up and I'd be like, "Hey, you beautiful." Just saying, you beautiful. So what's your name? You know what I'm saying? And then tell me your name, be like, all right, well, shit, you know, and whatever. Just a conversation, like depending on what's going on in the club, conversation goes from there. If you want to buy him a drink, all right, well, you want to drink? What you drinking? You know what I mean? Boom, boom, and just get to know him like that. Like show your personality, say a couple jokes. That's what I would do. But as far as how I approached Leia, it was a different situation.
It was different?
Because we met She was in a video. She was. I was in a music video. I was a feature on another song.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just at the video shoot, and that's where we met. Like I was actually the one meeting her, and bringing her like to the spot where it was.
All right.
So we met just walking.
So
up.
it was different.
Yeah, it was a different situation. Like I wasn't really trying to holler at her, and I feel like a lot of times those real relationships come from that. It don't be like, hey, what's up, girl? And the DM sliding in, you know what I'm saying?
It just
like,
come naturally.
It comes natural, like you just living life. And I feel like because like when you just like DM somebody, you're like reaching out. It's like I don't think God was. That's like doing your own thing. You're kind of trying to control who you're with. You feel me? But like if it just happens naturally, like you just doing what you do when you meet somebody. I feel like God. That's when God becomes involved and sent that person to that place.
Most definitely, in that place and time.
So
Most
when you
definitely.
meet them, you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So I feel like you kind of got to go with life. Like don't search for a relationship.
Yeah, don't search. Just let it come find you.
Yeah, become better you, because the better you will attract a better girl.
People. Yeah, most definitely. That's what I say. Even when you pray better, things come better. Even when you move better, opportunities come better. When you believe better, that's when blessings starting to come. If you ain't believing, if you don't believe, if you ain't going through the right things, if you ain't got the right state of mind, then things ain't gonna happen for you. A lot of people don't have the right state of mind, but wondering why blessings not coming, because they ain't got the right mindset. They ain't got the right focus. They ain't got the right people around you. Things ain't gonna happen unless you allow it to happen. But you start within yourself. You gotta have the right mindset. You gotta have the pure heart. You got to be in it for the right reason. If you're not in it, God not going to allow you to be able to get to the next level, be able to get the blessings that you deserve, because he see your heart. A lot of people try to cover their heart. A lot of people try to cover their heart.
They do. And you know what? It comes from people being hurt in the past. So they like so protective of their heart. Overly protective of their heart, which is understandable, but then that's why a lot of people don't really keep are genuine, because they're like protecting. They're always in defense mode. And you know what I'm saying? You got to let people in sometimes.
You gotta let them. Most definitely, man. I always had a guard around my heart, but I let a lot of people in, man. D Phlo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm getting to the point where I need to be married, man. I think shit, man. I think I make the best husband. You know, that old school love, man. I still, like I told you, man, like I said on the last podcast, my biggest thing is that make me happy. I want to get out there on a Sunday and be able to barbecue in the backyard, just out there, just cooking for the family, just being a family man. Just being able to, even though you could afford to get the car washed, but just being out there sometimes washing the car, being out there sometimes listening to your music, old school but goodies. Yeah, that's what I see when I see me married. I see me outside in the garage in a man cage listening to my old but goodies, just appreciating where I came from and where I'm at today and the person that I'm with. And it's going to be where I know for sure. Because once I do it, I ain't planning on undoing it. Yeah, I ain't planning on undoing it. When I do it, I ain't planning on undoing it no more. So when I get married, that's going to be the first and the last marriage, because that's something that I don't play with, and I take that to the heart, like for real. Like I learned from my stepdaddy, man. My stepdaddy, shout out, man. That boy a good man to my mother. So most definitely hit me with it, D Phlo.
He definitely is. So when it comes to like supporting your woman, like how do you feel like a man should show support to the woman? 'Cause I feel like a lot of men don't support the woman.
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of men don't support the women enough. They don't, and that's why a lot of relationships don't work. Or so what do you feel like is some ways you should support your woman?
Wow, D Phlo, this might go viral. How you support your woman? First and foremost, you, to every young man, to every man out there, you have to do one thing, something that's very important to supporting your woman. Listen to me now, because you still young. The most important thing to supporting your woman is listening. That's hard for a lot of us. Because we begin to the money, we begin to this, we begin to that. We feel like we got this, we feel like we bringing in a bag, and we forget to listen to what they trying to tell us. That's very important. You got to be willing to listen. That's the number one support to supporting your woman, listening to her ideas, listening to how she feels, listening to her heart, listening to what she telling you, listening to what she trying to show you, listening to where she trying to take you. A lot of us don't make it to where we need to be. A lot of us wind up letting something happen to us because we don't listen to the ones that's willing to show us and tell us. And that be the ones that love us, the ones that we sleep with every night. That's very important. So you want to support, you want to be the best person to supporting your woman. Listen to what she's saying. Yeah. Remember I said on that clip, I said, man, a lot of people are listening to their friends but won't listen to their woman.
Yeah.
Come on now. You better listen to your woman.
Yeah.
That's how you support a woman nowadays, man. It ain't about what you give her. It ain't even about you, man. You better listen.
And, I'm gonna tell you,
even when you tired, D Phlo, you better listen. Your ass better not go to sleep. You see all the movies.
Oh yeah.
You see all the movie Bad Boys when Martin Lawrence was going to sleep. His wife was talking to him. He had a long day at work, and she was talking to him, and he fell asleep, and she hauled off and hit him, and he said, "Babe, I was listening."
That's facts. But here's one important thing about listening. Sometimes that message is gonna come across with attitude. Oh, sometimes that message is gonna come across with a little bit of aggression, and it might not even be towards you. I think that's the hardest part about listening is when your girl's telling you about it, but she's like upset about it, and she's like coming at you with it. You're like, bro, hold on, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit right now because you already going through your thing. That's the hard part. But you just gotta and I'm still learning this today. When your girl's, especially a black woman, you know what I'm saying? When she comes to you, you better, you better chill and just let it go. Like don't get offended because she's coming with it because she ain't worried about you. She's frustrated with them. She's just telling you about it. You know what I mean? You gotta listen no matter how she's talking. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
That's the hard part.
So listening is the most important thing to any relationship, to any way of supporting your spouse is very important. I could agree with that. Yeah. Listening is everything. Because if you listen to them, now you're able to capitalize off of what they're telling you. Now you're able to have a head start to, if she's telling you something, now you're able to jump on it to be able to help her. So when she's ready to make that transition, you already did it. Yeah. So listening is everything. Even when God trying to talk to you, the first thing he wants you to do is listen.
Right.
That's important to not just your relationship, not just in supporting, but mostly in anything in life is listening.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that listening is definitely number one, but I think number two to me, from my experience, is like supporting in the way like if your woman wants to do something, support what she wants to do. Because a lot of times men be like, maybe they don't want their girl to make more money than them, or they don't want their girl to get more opportunities than them. So sometimes they try to stunt their growth, or they try to keep their girl down. I feel like you should support your woman. Like if she wants to start a business, ask her how much money she needs. You know what I'm saying? And help her start it. If your girl wants to get a new job or go back to school, whatever it is that she wants to do, you want to support her and get behind her and allow her to do that. Be herself. Don't try to control her and say, oh, you can't do that. I'm not. Let her be a free person. I
got a question. So,
what's that?
So that's what we lacking at in this world today. Do you feel like a lot of men don't support their women?
At all. I feel like they try to control their woman. And they don't let their woman do what they want to do. If their woman wants to pursue this certain thing, some men do, but a lot of men will try to stop them. Like they'll meet a girl already doing something, already on her grind, already building towards something. They'll get with them and say, oh, you can't do that no more. You got to do this. And it's like, but if they would have kept doing what they were doing, y'all could have been great straight. Like now you got her over here showing the crib.
So I want to ask you something. So this is very tough. This might go viral. This is very tough because how would you feel if your woman was making more than you? Oh my goodness.
I mean, my personal opinion, I would have no problem with that.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because like I know I'm gonna
Would you be in competition to try to make more than her? Or are you just gonna accept it the way it is?
Well, I would be in competition with myself to say that I'm not making enough right now. I need to make more, as opposed to being in competition with her. Because if I'm competing with her, that means that I'm gonna have there's gonna be a little tension, like, oh, she beat me. You know what I mean? Right. But if I compete with myself and say, well, man, I didn't really make enough last month. Because here's the thing about money, like she could be making more today, I could be making more tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I don't really look at like money like that important in the moment, because I know money fluctuates. I could be making millions tomorrow and $100 today. So I'm not gonna. I know that can change. Like if she's making that much money, that means I'm freed up. I don't have to really do much. Like I don't have responsibilities financially, so I can grind. If she was making all that money, she could pay all the bills. Cool. I'm doing the podcast every day. You know what I'm saying? That way we're gonna go up. You feel me? So it just frees me up. A lot of men they will feel less of a person. They will feel some type of way if their woman's making more than them. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, to be honest with you, like God already got it made up who gonna be the breadwinner of the relationship. You gotta accept that and know that if she the breadwinner, then you got to step up in multiple ways to do other things to make her feel appreciated and support her. You know, like I say, man, it ain't always about the man winning. It's about who willing to win to take care of the family addition, the family blessing. So if your woman winning, you be that person that, well, she ain't got to worry about nothing. You know, a lot of times when these women winning, they not looking for other men that's winning more than them. They just looking for their man to step up and be the man that they need to be when they going through any situation. So I mean,
that's some real shit.
I mean, it doesn't.
You gotta play your position.
Play your position
but
and
to
role.
your best of your
Man,
ability.
the only thing I say about that, when a woman winning, don't make that man feel less than a man because you winning. Okay. That's very important.
Now, that's number one.
That's number one.
For speaking to the women.
Yeah, speaking to the women. And men, when you winning, don't make that woman feel bad because you winning and she ain't winning. And when she asks for something, you try to tell her to go get on your grind. Because when the tables turn and she winning, you ain't gonna want to hear that because you gonna feel better. So at the end of the day, is whoever winning, appreciate that person winning. Appreciate God and allowing that person to win. Because if that person go down, then guess what? You up next. And you got to handle that business. That's like with football. That's like with the NFL. I don't care if that person in front you the number one receiver. When your number call, your jersey call, you got to show up and you got to fulfill that shoe of that person that you backed up. So at the end of the day, it's about just being who you is and keep going and believing in you and believing in your person.
I feel like back in the day, people used to kind of understand like there was a friend and there was an acquaintance. Okay, like there was two different types of people that you meet. Because a lot of people, I feel like nowadays everybody just considers everybody a friend. Like they don't realize that there are acquaintances. There's people that you met, you don't really know them that well. I feel like everybody just either you're my friend or you're not, and there's no in between. Like, what do you think about that?
That's tough, D Phlo. I've never been asked that question. That's tough. That's tough. But far as me personally, I don't give people the opportunity to be my friend. I don't, because that's too easy. That's too much access to my life. I allow people. I like to feel people. I like to see what people made of. I like to see how people is. I keep them at a distance until they show me otherwise, or they deserve to be my friend. I ain't just no friendly person, just allow people in my life, because when I do allow you in my life, I consider you family. And when I consider you family, I consider me doing whatever it is that I could do to help you in the worst of the worst situations. So I keep people at a distance. So it's very important. Like I said, man, before I allow anybody to be permanent or just have access to me, I always like this, man, God, talk to me. Now talk to me and check me in on that person. If that person got the best intention, what that person made or what that person about. But before I just allow anybody to be around me or talk to me, I do a lot of research. Like even when I follow people on Instagram, I go through their page up and down, because I don't just want anybody or anything following me. I ain't gonna just follow anything. I want to see what you made of, who you is. Is you really living like that? I do that all the time. I ain't gonna lie, I got that bad. You follow me, I'm willing to follow you if you show me good potential, positivity. I want to click on your page and I want to learn something from you. I just don't like people around me that I can't learn from that's just doing anything.
Right. So that's a perfect example. I feel like a lot of people just like kind of see everybody as their friend, meaning that they just trust people. They just tell people things that they shouldn't be telling them. These people, you don't know these people. You just met these people. How many people just met somebody and is doing that? You know what I mean? There's certain people you meet where you can do that. A lot of people. And I feel like that's what gets people on. Like, think about all the times people get into a bad situation. Something happens, they get robbed. Like, they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. 9 times out of 10, the people you're with are the people you don't really know. People you just met. So it's like, I feel like people got to start looking at everybody you meet as a friend. There's acquaintances. There's people you met, you don't really know them, shouldn't trust them, shouldn't really tell them much. You know, I know you know that, but I'm talking, it's obvious.
Just a lot of people,
don't.
Man. You just can't allow access to your life, because A lot of people come to destroy. A lot of people come with different motives. A lot of people come with different intentions.
Yeah.
And if you don't know their intention, if you ain't been friends with them or know them for a minute, you don't know their intentions. A lot of people could disguise who they is for a long time until they snake bite you. And when that snake bites you, they bit you and they put a lot of venom in it because you allowed them to have too much access to your life. It's like the devil. When you don't allow God to be in your life all the way, 24 hours of the day, and you only use them when you need them, then the devil got access to your life. And when he get it, he gonna bite you. He gonna snake you. He gonna send people to get you. So that's why I say you gotta stay prayed up all the time, all day, every day. You gotta speak his name.
Gotcha.
You gotta understand that everywhere you go, you gotta speak him. Everywhere you go, every footstep, every opportunity, every person that you run across, every path that you interfere with, you gotta let them know God the head of my life. God is the head of my household. And then when you say that, see, when you speak God to the enemies take off. Take off. Go. I'm telling you, man, that's why I don't go certain places, because when I go there, I say, God. I let God be into that room before I enter, because you wanted them to know, to show you, hey, this ain't a good area to be in. This ain't a good spot. So that's just what life of allowing people to be in your life. God, I see this person trying to enter my life, but I want you to show me who this person is before I allow this person to enter my heart, because you know the type of heart that you gave me. A lot of people got good heart, man, but a lot of people can't show it because so many people went in it for the wrong reason and destroyed it, man. So most definitely you got to stay prayed up at all times. Before you leave out the door, when you get in your car, when you're going to your job, when you leave your job, when you're going back home, even when you're picking your kids up, you want to speak that word over their head so the enemies or whatever went on at school, it could leave their heart, leave their spirit, so they could put that positivity. Most definitely. Talk to me, D Phlo. Them drop the Jews boys back in the building, man. Yes, it feel good. Most definitely, man. You looking good. I see you got on that Be of God shirt.
Be of God.
Most definitely.
So let me ask you this. You're always motivated and positive. It's like, tell me how you do it, because I feel like a lot of people have, like, they can't do it. It's like every single day I talk to you, you got a positive mindset. You're ready to get it. Ain't nothing gonna get in your way. How do you do that, bro? Like, how can other people do that?
To be honest with you, start within who you is and believing in God all the way. I ain't always be like that. The reason why I wake up with the right mindset, because I know at the end of the day, it start within you. What you allow into your life, what you allow to change your life, what you allow to affect your mindset, what you allow to your eyes to see, what you allow your mind to be around, what you allow your body to bump into. So if you control all these things within your mindset, now you able to know how your day gonna go, how your mindset gonna be, how your growth gonna be, and where you elevating to. So the reason why I wake up with the right state of mind, D Phlo, because I control who around me. I control what I allow in my head. I control who I let be around me that could affect my growth. Mm-hmm. And I control who I have encounter with. It's certain stores I don't go to if I feel like I ain't gonna get no positivity. It's certain people I don't call if I feel like it's gonna take away from my positivity. It's certain people I wouldn't allow myself around at all because I know I ain't gonna get no positivity. So it starts within you and what you allow in your life.
Wow.
That's very important. That's why every time you talk to me, I have the right mindset, because on a day-to-day, this real. I must tell you. On a day-to-day, when I'm in the gym, leaving the gym, out the gym, going to the store, I probably encounter with, on an average day, 100 people. So when you could keep your encounter very low, then you determine and you understand a lot of people ain't gonna have negativity. More people the less people you encounter with, the more your positivity gonna be within them. Because 70% gonna be positivity, 30% gonna be negativity. So your percentage of positivity high. So you gotta be careful on the people you encounter with, on the people you allow around you, on the people you allow to talk to you on a day-to-day. So I narrowed that down and I made sure that I keep more positivity people encounter with more than negativity.
Yeah.
So that's why I wake up
That
in the
makes
right
sense.
state of mind. That's very important.
Yeah.
What you allow around you could determine what affect you.
So other people have a lot of effect on your energy. I feel like step one for all the listeners is like, step one is to, like you said, control the people around you.
It's very tough.
Because the people you encounter, like you go into a store and you have an encounter with somebody and they're talking shit, is going to affect you less than the people you actually have around you. Because if they're on that stuff, you actually care about what they got going on. You're like, bro, what you doing? You know what I mean? Like, so if you control your circle and you get all the negative people around you, it'll control the way you feel. Because if there's something going on, some drama going on, you go to sleep on it, you're like, man, everything's going crazy, people. And then you wake up, you're going to wake up still, man, that stuff happened yesterday. So it's like, it's hard to have a good day when you woke up realizing there's still stuff you have to deal with from yesterday. And that stuff you got to deal with from yesterday had nothing to do with you. It was the people around you.
Most definitely.
So yeah, I agree.
Most definitely.
That's step one. Because right there, a lot of people are on that step. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. That step very important, man. But I'm going to be honest with you. I know a lot of people want to ask me this, and I want to bring this up.
Yeah.
They say, I want to bring this up because this mean a lot. This mean a lot.
What you got?
And this is very important. I be around all these people that's making millions, around all these people that's making a lot of money. And one thing they ask me, I know people want to ask me, how you is around Funny Mike and how you is around the church. And a lot of people need to know this. And this is very important for anybody that get around these people that's bigger than them, that's in the industry of anything. Listen to me and listen to me well. When I'm around him, I never stop speaking the word of God. I never change my mentality of who I believe in because of who he is. He understands that I'm this person, this what I'm going to speak, this what he is, and he accept that. See, a lot of people get around certain people in life and God, that's why God stopped their growth, because he said, I'm going to put you around people that's bigger than you. Would you still speak the word of me even though they do, even though that they bigger than you, even though they might not speak me up as much as you? And that's one thing that the world need to know. No matter who you is, never change who you is because who you around. Mm-hmm. I'm always speak the word of God, and I'm always tell them God is the head of my life and God is everything to me. And the world need to understand that, because they see me have a good time with Mike, but he know at the end of the day is always God. I always speak that word, and I speak that word to him. I speak that word to anybody. Man, you know God doing what he doing, and he going to continue to keep doing. I send a random message to him, man, look, God allow you to do certain things. Keep handling your business. Because I want them to know that God is everything to me. And if he everything to me, he everything to you. You might not see you might not feel that way, but I'm going to tell you what he telling me and what he's showing you and what I see what he doing for you. We ain't doing nothing without God's will and God's power. I don't care who you is. Everything that you doing and everything you accomplishing, I don't care how big of how much money you making, God in power of everything you do. So you better be obedient to what he doing and appreciate what he doing, what he allowing you to do. Because guess what? When God ready to call you home, money can't stop you. And that's one thing that I like about my boys, man. They know one thing, God is everything. But that's what, guess what? I tell them, God doing that.
If someone were to ask me, like, what makes somebody real? Number one is to be the same person every time. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're a different person with different people you're around, then you're not really real with yourself. Who are you? Like, which one are you? There's like 7 of you. You know what I mean? Like when you're with them, you're like this. When you're like them, you're like this. If you're the same person every time, that's what's real. So just like you said, like, you always speak the word of God. You're going to be the same person when we're sitting here talking, or you're chilling with Mike talking, or you're chilling with a pastor and talking, or whoever. And I'm the same way. And I feel like that's the only way Like that's normal to me. But there's a lot of people who aren't like that. There's a lot of people who are kind of like slither in. They're kind of like chameleon. Like depending on where they're at, they're a different person. They're a different color. You know, and it's like you can't do that. You have to be the same person every time.
I know. I'm glad you speak that because every time you're around me and my family, all us black, but you never change up who you is.
Yeah.
You never try to say, yeah, man, I'm black. I ain't gonna never forget that. Every time I send D Phlo a message, and I always send the muscle on, I send a black, he send a white. And I be realizing, man, I be like, man, why you gonna send a white? You know I sent you the black, but at the end of the day, he never changed up who he is to try to change my mindset to make me feel like he black. I send a black, he send a white. And that's one thing that you need to know. No matter how much impact that I have, anybody have on your life, always remain the same or who you is.
Yeah.
If you white, stay white. If I'm black, I'm going to stay black. I'm not going to change up my color, race, or my race to make you feel better or make you feel like, man, I'm messing with you because that's not who I am as an individual.
Well, you know what? This is what I can say. Is I can say there's a lot of
you
white...
send that shit too.
Yeah.
I said every time he send that, I send that black on. He send a white on. I said, come on, man. I sent you a black on, but he never changed up. And I respect him for that. And I appreciate you always being who you is, man. And that's very important.
But you know what? This is a message that I could put out to everybody. Like, there's a lot of white people that I can't respect because they're on that racist stuff. You know, like I can tell, like, when I'm talking to them a certain way, people say things, I'm like, yeah, you were a little racist. You know what I mean? And I can't rock with that. But what I can say is that by me being who I am, representing the white community in the way I do, you know, I feel like I can show the world that there can be people who don't see color. There can be people out there that are white that don't judge by color, don't be like, oh, this or that. Like, they just see people as people. Because people are people.
You
like,
never judge me. You know, we done been through some things. And like I said, you never changed up who you is. You never judged me. Everybody go through hard times and tough times. And that's one thing about you. You remain the same. And that's very important. When I brought you around, anybody or my people, my family, friends, or anybody, you never changed up who you is. You showed up who you is and be who you is, and you never changed up who you is to be around certain people. So I respect that. Talk to me, D.
Yeah. So we put a post up. Shout out to everybody who commented on it. So we got a couple questions from the people.
Wow, we got some questions from some people. They want to know. Huh?
Yeah.
Talk to me, D Phlo. We got them drop the juice boys, man.
So do you feel like people focus? So I feel like there's a lot of people, and I agree with this question. Like, there's a lot of people who
that person that said that?
You know what? Let me go to the post and
go to the post and see who that is, man. Shout them out so they can know that we tapped in with what they asked us and stuff like that. Most definitely, that's important.
Facts. Okay, so shout out to Trinity Rarity.
All right.
She said, "Get in the dreams and not seeking for relationships." So I mean, I feel like what she's basically saying is a lot of people focus on relationships, you know, especially younger in life, and they're so focused on the relationship that they can deter from their dream. What do you think about that? Do you feel like people do that?
That's tough, D Phlo. I need you to mention that one more time. I saw that. Yeah. She went deep on that one.
Yeah. So basically, I'll respond to it first.
Go ahead, respond to it.
I feel like a lot of people, when you're at a young age, and we talked about it earlier about like being supportive of your woman. Mm-hmm. If you're young, even if you're not young, if you have big ambitions and there's things that you want to do in life, you don't want to focus on you don't want to get into a relationship with somebody who doesn't support your dreams.
All right.
If they don't support your dreams, they're trying to stunt you and be like, oh, I don't think you should be doing that. I want you to do this.
All right.
And then you need to get out of that relationship.
All right.
Like, it don't matter. Like, that needs to be the number one reason that you leave a relationship, even a friendship. If there's somebody who's around who's stunting your growth and telling you to stop growing, then they got to go. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So you should never remain in a relationship that's gonna have you, not continuing to grow.
All right.
Like, it doesn't matter if your partner's going cool, but if you, like, it's gonna create depression as a man or a woman if you get in a relationship and you're not able to pursue your dreams, and then you're gonna be sitting there always like, what if? All right. What if I never met you? And then after that, what if turns into remorse, like hate. Like, I hate her.
So you telling me you don't get with nobody that ain't gonna continue to help you chase your dreams.
Exactly.
It's very important.
Yes, because you will begin to hate that person when you give up on your dream and it's just left behind. And you're looking at it like, if I never met you, who would I be?
Most
You want
definitely.
this is what you want. You want to be with somebody who says, if I never met you, I wouldn't be this.
You know, that's a one thing about me, man. If a woman tell me they dream, we gonna chase your dream until we dead.
Yeah.
I would never want you to stop chasing your dream. A dream is something that could come any day, but you gotta put the work in. If you with me, you tell me your dream, you tell me your goal, we gonna get there by any means. By any means, because if you could see it, you could believe it, and then you could achieve it. But you can't achieve it if you can't see it and you don't believe it. If you believe it and you see it, we're gonna achieve it. Ain't nothing on my dictionary that we not gonna go get it. I don't care if it take away from me.
If you see it, you believe it, and you put the work in.
That's what I'm saying. That's very important.
You can achieve it.
Man, hell yeah.
And you know what? People are missing that. People are like, if you see it, you can achieve it. If you see it and you believe it, you can achieve it. No. Because I can see $1 billion right now in my head. I believe it.
You're working towards it.
But you got to work towards it too.
You got to work towards anything. If you could see it, you believe it, you could achieve it. If you pray about it and you believe in your prayers, you know how God works. He gonna bless you with it. That's the same thing as a dream. But he not gonna give you your blessing if he don't see you working towards your prayers. That's very important. Everything that I ever did, I had to work towards it. Even when the prayers wasn't getting there quick enough, I was working towards it to get there quicker than a prayer. So any person that I be with, if you got a dream, we gonna go get that dream. If we stop that dream, then I failed myself as a man, as a husband, as anybody. I don't care how many times my children fail. I like to use my children because they everything, and I want a person to know when they enter my life, they know one thing: how I feel. If my children say they want to be the top wooted, I'm gonna make it happen, even if it take away from me, because I believe in them. I believe in they dream. I believe in what they seen. A dream don't come true unless you allow it to not happen. A dream could come true if you allow it to happen and you work towards it. A dream do not come true if you do not allow it to happen and you don't work towards it. But a dream could come true if you allow it and you work towards it.
That's facts. Because if you don't, a lot of people stay in the way of their dreams. They don't even realize
Commitment.
Commitment. They don't want to make
Sacrifice.
sacrifices. Exactly.
Discipline.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sacrifice come with discipline.
It does. It does.
Discipline come with it, just knowing that some of the things that you did, it ain't gonna help you.
And consistency in that sacrifice is what creates the discipline.
Come on, man. Come with something else, man. Them drop the Juice boys back in the building.
Yeah. So the next question. Okay, so if you could change anything in the world, and you know what? Shout out to Maine Forever. If you could change one thing in the world,
say it one more time. Who that is?
Okay.
Bless us with that.
Shout out to Maine Forever. If you could change,
that's their Instagram.
That's your Instagram.
All right.
If you could change anything in the world, it's just like this one thing that you could just change to make the world less stressful. What would you do?
If I could change anything in this world
to make the world less stressful.
Oh my goodness, that's not hard at all. I can answer that.
What is it?
To make everybody believe in God. Because if they believe in him, his work, his power, what he did, what he doing, what he continue to do, why he died on the cross for us, if they could believe in him, that'll be less stressful because they know one thing. God died for us. So if he died for us, why not put everything on him?
Yeah. I respect that. And that's one of the reasons why I do this podcast. To show the world the power of God. So you say for everybody to believe in God.
But everybody to believe in God more than what they normally. Yeah. More. Because listen, you said it. If you could change one thing in this world to make people be less stressful, is their faith, is their belief, is their relationship with God. If you had a better relationship, You would be less stressful because God changed things. God fixed things. God removed things. God make you not worry about things. It start within God. Man, that's tough. If you could change one thing to this world to be less stressful, oh man, that's something I got to talk about in church.
Yeah.
That's a good question, man. Shout out to that boy, man. Shout out to whoever asked that. If
Bane
you
forever.
Come on, man. If you could change one thing so people could be less stressful, oh man.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you
Ooh, what you think? That's
okay,
tough, man.
okay. If I could change one thing to make the United States less stressful,
United States
or the world,
Ooh.
legalize marijuana.
Oh
That's
no.
it. Legalize
Oh Lord, I ain't
marijuana.
say that, y'all.
Legalize marijuana. Number one, because there's too many people taking pharmaceutical drugs, pills to get to deal with things that they could be done with marijuana. Marijuana makes you happy. Smoke some, you good, you happy. Legalize marijuana worldwide. The whole world's gonna be a better place. You heard me.
Hold on. Nah, D Phlo.
But nah, I definitely agree with your take too. I feel like my only thing, you said it right about God. It's like I feel like there's a lot of different ways that people get to God. A lot of different religions. So I feel like just open your heart to God no matter your belief. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is. Like a lot of people close their heart to God. I feel like as long as you have a path to God, then that's all that matters.
All right, but you still ain't understanding.
No, my answer is to legalize marijuana. That's my answer.
That's not good enough. So I feel to one thing to change this world, to be less stressful.
Smoke a blunt, you ain't stressing. You ain't stressing. I'm telling you. You don't know because you don't smoke. But if you did smoke and you smoke a blunt, you ain't stressing.
Man, don't listen to that shit he's saying, man. May God be with y'all, man.
But all right,
most definitely, we out here, man.
Yes,
Them Drop the Jewels boys. Y'all see what's going on, man. We got on them shirts, man.
Be of God.
Be of God, man.
Yeah.
Be of God. Be of God. Be of Him. Be of Him. Do not be under Him. Be of Him.
Don't be of Satan, because a lot of people.
Most definitely, man. Let God use you in every way. Let Him use you and let Him use you for the right purpose, the right thing. Not just allow Him to use you when you want Him to help you in certain things. Do not be afraid to let God use you in the right way. Most definitely, them Drop the Jewels boys. We leaving.
We out.
Yes,
See y'all
sir.
next episode.